Welcome to the Yellow Block, the Greatest 11 series. I'm Jared and I'm joined by Matt.
Good evening.
And Tim.
Hello.
What's everyone been up to? Are we all good?
Working. Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, not working, but all good. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I've been doing absolutely nothing.
No, I see how it is then. I see how this trio is made up. We've got the hard worker and then you two.
Yeah, you're propping us up if you like. Here's on to the most important question. What's your confectionery this week?
I've got a whisper bar tonight.
A whisper.
Really? Oh, no, I was waiting for that.
That's like that ASMR thing, isn't it, where you like whisper into the microphone.
I don't know, but I've got the creeps. I don't like you whispering into my ear.
Do you not? I could. Even if it's something like like up the Posh, that doesn't sit right with you.
Every great team needs a good kit. So we'll be taking this nostalgic look back at some of our best shirts, from the good, the bad and the ugly. First nomination, we've got the 2002 kit, nominated by myself, one of my nominations, Dave Lyon and Chris Greenacre. So it had a white top half, didn't it? Well, top quarter, if you like, and the sleeves. And then, obviously, the blue bottom half. A centre badge, I'm a fan of that. I like a badge in the centre. And obviously, sponsored by the Posh, which, again, I used to quite like that we had that on the front of the shirts.
The old crest as well.
Yeah, weren't a big fan of that. I prefer
the new one is way better, definitely. It's not my favourite. It's not a bad kit, but it's the sort of thing that you would have picked on like Total Football 1999 or something as like a base kit. It's all right. It's okay. It's nothing special, but it's all right.
Already on board with this episode now, but I do quite like that. In fact, can we end it there? Like, that's great. Can we move on? What we've done, right, is we've done a cracking idea for TV on a podcast, right? And this is like all the goodwill we've built up over the last 3 months have now just like disappeared. I think that's a lovely kit, and I think we should thank you for listening for this episode.
You know what we should have done? With any other people who have been a good podcast, with Kisby on, we should have just put it to a Twitter poll, I think.
Just put it straight in, yeah.
Straight in. Comments on the 2002 kit, Tim?
Yeah, Chris Greenacre, my nomination for nostalgia, as it was my first Posh shirt. And Dave Lyon, personal favourite was the 0102.
Langer, then.
Dave Langer, yeah. Dave Langer's been in touch, says he would like to make a late entry into the Great Summer.
He never had his own kit, he just borrowed one.
Just borrowed on. No, Dave Lyon, personal favourite was the 0102 kit. That's one of the first kits I remember owning as a child. I think that's going to come up quite regularly in correspondence. That kind of one of the first kits that you get is the one that always sticks with you, isn't it? I think that's probably going to be an driving theme.
We should add a little twist to this. Each kit, the first player you think of. Now, that kit I'm looking at there, I think of Jimmy Bullard.
Yeah, I was just when I first saw the picture. Yeah, I'd say Jimmy Bullard as well.
I do like that kit, actually.
Right, next we have the 2011 kit, famously worn by the great Mike Tyson, and nominated by Paul Noble. I did not like this kit whatsoever. It's a simple blue Adidas. The Posh.com come back on as the sponsor. Yeah, this kit, obviously memories in it, very good. It's what we Gowns 2011, obviously it was a promotion winning season, but yeah, when I got it, and the neck on it was bloody massive, and I didn't like that. The neck hole was too large, if you will. Yeah, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. We've got some comments on that kit.
We do have some comments on that kit. Paul Noble, the home 2011 kit, simple and smart. Prefer Adidas to Nike. I like the sponsor. Worn in MK playoff semi-final both legs. Changed to Nike for Old Trafford. I really like this kit. I know you're not a fan, Jared, but I really do. First word that springs to mind, Lee Tomlin, maybe. I don't know.
Good. Do you know James Weslowski springs to mind for me in this kit?
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, there's a few, isn't there, that springs to mind because it was a kit worn with such happy memories. I suppose it's a No, I like this one. I think I prefer it to the 2002 one, definitely.
Well, Kisby, your hands. You need to tell me a player this reminds you of, because you're the only one who would have seen it. Is the 1979-81 kit. Simple blue, but it did have a proper collar, didn't it? The old-fashioned white collar, which I quite like them on a football shirt. You can give it the old Cantona, can't you? And this was by Umbro, which we ain't had them for a while.
Do they still go?
I think they do. They do some good kits now.
I've got some Umbro shorts.
Lovely.
Great, thanks for sharing.
I thought it was important to the conversation.
I like that it's got no sponsor. It's quite nice. Again, like the collar, vintage kit. And I'm a fan of Adidas kits, but again, they can be guilty of these template kind of shirts. I can't stand Nike; they're the worst for it. I would like to go with, a lesser make, because I find that you do get the more, the nostalgic shirts, if you like. There's a bit of a blast from the past with the lesser makes, and I'd like to go to a different manufacturer.
With the big companies, you get bland corporate sort of same old, don't you, sort of thing. So with the more niche, smaller companies, you're going to get a little bit more imagination in your kit. That's true. I think it's more important the away strip actually than the home strip, because home strips tend to be much of a muchness, certainly these days. I think it's more interesting to talk about the away strip personally.
Well, it's the home strip.
Well, I know that, you bloody idiot.
Have we got any comments on that kit, Tim?
We do indeed, yeah. Pool holiday. First ever kit I bought with my pocket money in 1979. Wore it with pride every PE lesson I could. Love the diamonds down the sleeves and shorts. Absolute class.
I've never really been a big buyer of kits, of like shirts.
This doesn't surprise me. I suspect you would walk in and go, "Oh, bloody much," and then walk back out again.
That is very true. I would even use the Yorkshire accent that you just used.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm more into scarves. I've had quite a few scarves over the years. In fact, the last scarf I bought was in 1992.
Listen, I would like to say to anyone still listening to this, if you're listening to my voice right now, I want to thank you, because you're a true Yellow Block listener, because this is garbage, and you should automatically become an ambassador of the podcast, because this is committed.
We should put a word in now that people can retweet to win a prize, maybe a replica shirt
with a personalised signed autograph of the team from us.
Prove that they got through this. They got through this episode.
If you're still listening, tweet the word. Just tweet us with #BlameKisby. No other words, out of context, and we'll know that you are, a committed fan at this point.
Good shout, Tim. #BlameKisby, and we know you've got to this point.
Yeah.
The next nomination is the famous bus seat.
What a pile
bus seat, absolutely horrendous. 1994 to 96. I think it's known as the bus seat shirt, but mainly the pizza top as well.
I was going to say, I've never heard it called that. I've heard it called the pizza top many times.
It does look like a bus seat.
Does look like a bus seat. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. It is known as the pizza top.
I think it was hated at the time and has been ever since. But more recently, I think it's become a little bit more retro, fashionable, in vogue, actually. I've seen a few of them actually on eBay, Pete, and they're going for sort of quite big money for Posh, £1.99, that sort of thing.
I think it won a Twitter poll as well recently for the best away kit. Again, old crest, but I think we'd all agree the new crest is better. That was back in the Thomas Cook days. Obviously, they've. Do
you know? I loved it when Thomas Cook sponsored the Posh, because my mum worked for Thomas Cook at the time. I used to get free tickets for the executive box, and it used to be really, really nice.
You're such a scrounger, you are, Matt. Comments on the pizza kit, Tim?
Just Bob, who says it's fucking dreadful, but it is our most iconic shirt.
You wouldn't wear it out in public, though, would you?
Well, Kisby might, is his sort of fashion sense potentially, but no, unless you were dressing up as a bus at a fancy dress party, it's not something I would wear, no.
Speaking of memorabilia, though, what's the best or most bizarre piece of memorabilia you own?
I've got a signed picture signed by the Holy Trinity and Ryan Bennett randomly. And I've got a football signed by the entire team of a couple of years ago when Baldwin was captain.
I've got a load of Posh autographs, because when I was a kid, they used to have open days and we used to go and take your autograph book, and got quite a few. I don't know where they are and I don't know who they are, but got loads of autographs from the Posh players.
I've got a couple of signed balls. Not my
Really?
Have you?
You are on a promise.
You talk to Tim about that. You read 111. You'll talk to Tim about that. He'll sort you out.
Tell you what, fuck you guys. Correspondence.
Jamie Jones. When they demolished the glebe to build the family stand, I wanted to get a piece of the terrace. Nearly got myself killed getting this, thanks to being a teenager and not considering that fellas swinging the wrecking ball might not have seen me up the Posh. And it is literally a piece of the foundation of the glebe. Fair play. When George Berry equalised, the ball nestled against this goal peg. Promotion from Division 4 in 91. Chesterfield 2, Posh 2. So he's got the goal peg. Brilliant. 14 O'Brien's got a match-worn Tyler shirt. Wayne Daly has got carrots. Posh fan up north, my junior Posh fan badge from the early 90s. A Womblin free, can't choose. He sent us a few pictures. He's got tons of signed merchandise and newspaper clippings, which is awesome. I've really enjoyed looking through them. And old Posh shirts. They used to sell a belly button bar in the club shop. I wonder if anyone's still got that.
Yeah,
I would love
a lot of birds in Peterborough have had them, definite.
Totally want to see one of them. And Steve has sent us pictures, an array of framed shirts, including one from Zakawani, which is signed to Steve, best wishes from Zach, and a Harry Beautyman one as well, which is signed. Whatever happened to him? He's nestling around non-league, I'm presuming.
Non-league, yeah. I liked him. He was quite a good player, I did.
He was a nice lad. I met him a couple of times. He was always a nice lad. Just seemed to never really fulfil his promise. And Josh has got 200 chairs from Leyton Orient. But yeah, lots of decent memorabilia kicking about, as you would expect. And I've enjoyed looking through the pictures that everyone sent in with them. It makes me realise that my own memorabilia collection really needs some work. But if we can find somebody that's got the belly button bar, I would love to see that as well. Just a picture will do. I don't need it in situ.
Yeah, Christ. On to the next nomination. Now, this is a beautiful shirt, the Argentina shirt.
Oh, I hate this one. I hate this one.
Oh, this is a shirt. What a shirt.
Based on the famous 70s shirt, known as the Argentina shirt, of course. That's where the similarities end, although we did have a long-haired player who is as good as Messi in George Boyd. Sponsored by MRI, which was not a scan, that was Darragh MacAnthony's company at the time. And what I do like, I'm a bit of an OCD man myself, and the Adidas, the Posh, and the sponsor are all in line, which is marvellous. One of my favourites, really, really good.
It wasn't a shirt. I agree.
I really don't like it. No,
it's a good shirt, and it was in that kind of, it was in the good times, a bit like the 10-11 shirt. It's good memories of this one.
Player, who comes to mind?
Charlie Lee, but he embodies lots of shirts for me.
I'm surprised you didn't say Big X, because he wore this.
Oh my God, he did, and he wore it well. In fact, I know that Joe Dent recently put some photographs up of Big X, and there was one of him in this shirt about to launch a long throw from Cambridgeshire down to London. And change that. Big X, totally. He wore this shirt well. This is his shirt. I want a signed Big X Posh Argentina shirt, please, for my memorabilia collection. Make it happen.
Got some comments on the Argentina shirt?
Yeah, so Tim says, I remember Big X wearing this shirt. What a player. No, he didn't really. I just made that up. Paul Noble, I think it looks smart, plus used as a third shirt during the playoff season.
Very true. Moving on to the next nomination, the 1993 shirt, nominated by Cape United. Again, a Thomas Cook shirt, manufactured by Posh again. It's got a kind of a bit of a funky pattern, hasn't it? It's like a wishy-washy blue. Not much of a fan of this.
You know Gok Kwan, are you, when it comes to fashion? He's got a funky swirl on it. What sort of description's that for the listeners?
Okay then, Matt Kisby, could you explain this kit to the listeners, please?
Yeah, it's got a funky swirl on it.
Exactly.
If anyone's still listening now, we just
Again, it's hashtag blame Kisby if you're still listening.
Why does it look like all these kits have been drawn by someone?
I was about to say, actually, this kit we're looking at now does look like you've got a 2-year-old to come in.
Yeah. I want to go back to manufacturing our own, though. I like the idea of having a sweatshop underneath the motor point with, just people in there just producing shirts for us. That's
quality. And the logo of, obviously, us, the manufacturer, the Posh, like a little Posh hat as well. I do like that. On to the next one then, nominated by Old Posh Shirts, who does know his stuff when it comes to kits.
Losing the name.
Take that back now. I've just scrolled and look what kit he's nominated. It's the 1991 kit. Looks like it's been run over by a truck. Matt Kisby, would you like to describe this kit for us, please?
It looks like it's been run over by a truck. It does look like there's 2 tyre marks on the tread, and it does look as though the tread is below the legal limit of 10 millimeters. So
your idea of the legal limit is 10 millimeters of tread.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's.
I mean, I'm sure most tires come with about 10 when they're brand new. It's nowhere near 10. It's like, what, 2, 1.6,
Well,
2, something like that?
Why are we discussing the legal?
Well, that's how this podcast is turned.
I think what it is, it's the little bumps around a coin, isn't it? You're meant to use a coin and put it in.
Anyway, Kisby's got a horse and cart. We'll get in touch with Wayne Daly for some fuel for you, for some carrots. A solid nomination by old Posh. Like I say, he does know his stuff, so I think it is a popular one within the Posh fan base. My favourite now is, I think we used this for 2 seasons, 08 to 2010. It was the Adidas kit. This is the kit we went up in League 1 to, and the dreadful season in the Championship where we got
what a kit though. This was a belter of a kit. I love this.
It's like a raspberry ripple swirl, isn't it? That sort of a swirl.
Yeah.
An ice cream raspberry ripple swirl.
In regards to...
like an Arctic roll. That sort of swirl.
For more confectionery, please listen to the side podcast.
I'm trying to paint a picture for the listeners.
Like well, who actually knows like a mini roll or some Smarties.
Yeah.
When you talk about players who you instantly think of, I think of all 3, and that's the Holy Trinity. I see all 3.
No, Charlie Lee is this kit for me. It comes at such a good time for the club that it's hard not to have positive memories of pretty much everyone that wore it. Really,
I think Charlie Lee weren't this the Northampton and the Leicester goal? I think the Leicester goal who was in this, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's a brilliant kit, really, not just because of the good memories that came with it, but it's just a belter of a kit. It really is.
Socks as well.
Good socks, solid socks, which is important. Adidas is way better than the bloody crap we have now with Nike.
Fucking good socks. He's taking the piss now. That's my favourite kit. This again, Aaron McLean's another one who stands out for this. Really did like it. I've not thought about this next nomination. It's a very solid nomination by Ethan. 2014-15 kit.
It's like one of those signs, chevron signs you see at the side of the road, aren't they?
Yeah.
Good description. Ruined by the sponsor for me.
Similar design to the O2 shirt, this one. Sponsored by Mick George, which I know you just said you didn't like that, Tim, but it's a better logo than what we have on the shirts now. I know it's still Mick George, but it looks a bit smarter in my opinion. I
don't like. I know it's a commercial decision, but I really liked the Posh.com just written on the shirt. It just looked way better. I just don't like the fact that how the logo looks on the shirt.
When it comes to players, I associate this kit with Connor Washington. I think that was his good season, and Jack Payne, who was a brilliant midfielder when he was with us.
Yeah, no, Connor Washington, I'd agree. Yeah, not a bad kit, but like I said, I wasn't a fan of the Mick George bit in the middle. I've just had a thought. What we should do, though, is we should get together enough funds so that we can make Matthew Kisby a mascot for a day. So he has to walk out with the players in full kit. I think that would be Jason, if you're listening, can we make that happen? Thanks.
I'd love to just humiliate myself in front of 7,000 people. I'll be right on that.
Give us a realistic figure to get some donations that you would do it for.
Why are you nominating me? Why can't you nominate yourself?
Give me a decent figure what you would do it for charity. £1,000?
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. We can make that happen.
£1,000 and you'll walk out with the squad, a grown man with Blame Kisby on your back, correct?
Perfect.
Yes, yeah.
Wonderful.
This shit podcast has been made worth because I'm going to get on that quick. Anyway, on to the next nomination. We've got the 1986-87 jersey, nominated by Frustrated John. John, I'm with you, mate. More reasons than one. This is a completely different looking Posh shirt. There's no badge, I can see.
I don't believe this was a real shirt because it's red, white and blue. Now, I can't ever remember us playing in that.
It looks like a Rangers kit.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the red trim? I'm not a fan of that for Posh.
Red doesn't work. No, red doesn't work with blue for me in a football kit.
As us aficionados would say, it's a bit too busy, that shirt.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Manufactured by Henson. Never heard of them. I don't know if they're still doing kits. That's not a Posh kit for me. Not a Posh kit. Moving on to the 1999-2000 kit by Ashley Caress. Ashley, this is a superb nomination. Really do like this. White trim on the inside of the torso. I'm a big fan of that as well. Manufacturer is Soak. Nowadays it's okay.
Washing instructions, surely.
So yeah. As again, sponsored by the Posh. I think we're all in agreement. We like the shirt sponsor being Posh. This is a brilliant kit. On to the next one, 2013, 2014 kit. We've got the white.
We through every single kit we've ever worn tonight.
No, last one.
Oh.
We've got the white stripe on the left-hand side, that runs alongside the badge, through the badge.
Yeah.
Let's say manufacturer's Nike. Now, players, this is British Sambelunga.
No, it isn't. And I'll tell you why. You're allowed to have your opinion, Joe, but it's wrong. Because if you remember, there's a picture of Lee Tomlin wearing the shirt coming out of the tunnel with his shorts up round his waist. This is just Lee Tomlin all over for me. This is his shirt. So
with all those kits mentioned, need to narrow it down to 4. This 4 for me, I think we need to go with, this would be my 4. I think 2002's got to be in there. The Argentina shirt. Of course, the 08 2010 shirt. Yeah, that's one. And how many is that?
That's 3 from you.
And the 99 2000 one would be my choice.
Okay, I would do a couple of them. I would do the 2011 shirt. That's probably one of my it's definitely one of my favorites. The Argentina shirt, the 08-10 shirt, and then I would round it off with the Lee Tomlin 2013-14 shirt. I know they're all quite modern, but they're my favourites in terms of kits.
We got to get 99 2000 in. That's a proper classic Posh kit.
All right, swap that then for the Lee Tomlin shirt. So
yeah, let's go with that.
All right, so the 2011 shirt, the Argentina shirt, the 2008-2010 shirt, and then the 1999-2000 shirt at the turn of the new millennium.
Happy days. So stay tuned to find out which kit gets the nod. If you listen,
Hold on. Wait, what? When am I being asked for my opinion?
Yeah, so what does it matter? All you say is, so long as it's royal blue.
Yeah, that's me to a T.
Exactly.
So do you know what? This podcast has been so dull that I've actually, this is no word of a lie, at the end of it, I was actually doing my company accounts.
Fiddling the books.
Exactly. If I can agree with Jared and it will bring this shambles of a podcast to an end, I will agree with his choices.
Thanks for your input there, Kisby.
Hang on. Danny's already put the poll up and Chris Turner's losing.
He's getting hammered.
How can he's not going to be in the greatest 11 at all?
Well, he's been out there twice. It's not like we haven't tried.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Yellow Block, the Greatest 11 series, and to all those who have nominated kits, even the shit ones, i.e. the pizza one.
If you're still listening at this point, you can just have our jobs, to be fair.
Listen, after that podcast, you're more than welcome to it. Tweet us, Blame Kisby, #BlameKisby. Join us next time, and we'll be discussing the greatest ever goal music. That's a joke.
Really? That isn't a thing, is it?
It's a joke. On iTunes, Acast, and Spotify.